my name is Tanisha, and I am here to show you how to work with feathers. First of all, I want to show you that if you look closely at this feather, you can see that the nice colored part that you want to use is on top here, and then you have all this fuzzy down here. A lot of times you will not want to use that in your project. However, some are spotted all the way up, or you may want to use that downy material to fill out the background. However, if you do not want to, what you're going to do is start where some of your color starts, and just put your fingers like that, so you're just holding it. Clasp it near where you're holding it with the other finger, and just start to pull, and you can see that it actually starts to split. So you have a line of feathers that's going to come off all at once, just like that. So you get rid of that, and then you do the other side. And you do it even with the one that you just did, and pull, and it comes off. Now sometimes when you're working with feathers, if the feather is too thin and you start to pull it off, sometimes it'll break. There's really not that much you can do about that except try, and then hopefully you have some use for shorter feathers. So you can see here, I do this quite a lot. I do this kind of thing. So these all used to have little fuzzy grays, and now they don't. So you can do that. So I also wanted to show you that if you do decide to leave this downy part on there for whatever reason, you still want to take some of it off on the bottom, because if you're using, say, hot glue or floral tape or really anything, you need something to grab onto down here that's not this downy material that is just going to clog things up and get yucky. So you just take the very end of it and pull it off and pull it off, and now you have a nice little stub there, which you can wrap or use glue on or whatever. What I want to show you is feather curling. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab a butter knife and your feather, and basically you just put the dull side of the knife up against your one of the sides of the feather, and you just sort of pull as if it's ribbon. At Christmas when you curl your ribbon, you're going to do that, and you can start to see that it curls. So the more you do it, the more it happens, and you can kind of play with it a bit. Like if you just want the very tip to be super curly, you can kind of play with it. See there, and then sometimes when you have interesting feathers like this one basically is really tight, right? It's really tightly bound. So what happens? I was jumping up and down when I figured this one out. What happens is when you run along the rough edge with your knife, and sometimes these break, so you have to be careful. So just kind of slowly start to do it, little bit by little bit. You can see what starts to happen is this cool effect. And you can get that to happen all the way down with most of them. This one is a little kind of funny, but you can see that it's starting to go a little bit by little bit. And eventually you can get the whole thing, there we go, to look like that. Now that is a cool feather. So you can put that in your little hair thing, it sticks up, it's so cool. So that's one other thing you can do. And you can also do that with these smaller feathers. You won't get as much of a crazy effect, but you can get it if you're making, say, a hair accessory and it's all kind of just bending the wrong way, or you have one that's sticking up sort of weird, you can just lightly do it and bend it the way you want it. So that is the end of today's tutorial, and I hope you learned something about feathers. Have a nice day.